am really excited to be bringing a campaign to the state of Iowa, and we're calling the campaign Certify Iowa. The idea is for 20% of our HR professionals to become certified by the year 2020.
I think it's a great initiative, and I believe in my peers in HR in Iowa here that we'll get it done.
I am so excited. I think Iowa could just be put on the roadmap of certification.
It's definitely something we can do. We're already among the top states of the country as far as the percentage of professionals that we have that are certified. So going 20% by 2020 means we're taking this a notch further, and we're really striving to be at the top.
More and more employers are either preferring or requiring that their upper level, especially their upper level HR folks, be certified.
The value of having a certification when we are recruiting HR people, it's a very valuable tool. In fact, I just recently hired 2 HR people, and both of those people came with certification, so I understood what they knew coming in.
When we look at candidates, we recognize that if they have the certification, that they have a respect for the profession.
I think that having a certification is always going to be preferable to a candidate that doesn't, because it demonstrates a commitment to the profession, and you know that that candidate values what it is that they do, they have an interest in the field and in what it is that they're going to be doing in the future. I believe that certification, the process that you go through, the breadth of knowledge that you have to know in order to pass it, makes you a well-rounded human resources professional, and that's what every organization is looking for.
I think having a certification shows that you are actually serious about what you're doing.
Being certified adds prestige and adds credibility to the services I provide to my clients.
The pride that I had to finally pass that exam, I felt like I was being welcomed into the HR community, and that for me was a very special and powerful moment, the moment in which I felt that I belonged.
People who are certified have had opportunities for networking with other HR professionals, so they've been able to rub shoulders with others who have learned things, who have had experiences, and they're able to gain from that and then come back and bring that to the work environment to apply the knowledge that they've learned, not only from classes, but also from networking with other professionals.
I started by taking a class at a local college that had a prep course for it. Through the course of that, I met 3 other people who were studying for, we had both PHR and SPHR in the group. Those are the gals that I call if I have questions about something or I want to bounce an idea off of somebody. I already have that established network.
For that reason, I would encourage anyone studying for the certification to study with someone, to join a study group or go to a university class or find a study buddy in California. It doesn't matter. Find somebody, because that's going to be such a strong benefit that you're going to get from the process. So there's that community building component. There's the professional development, continuing education component, because it's not only about getting the certification in the first place, it's about maintaining it.
That continuing education piece is a huge part of the certification, because you always have to be learning and developing. It keeps you up to date with what's going on in HR, and it keeps your knowledge current, as well as helps you grow as an HR professional.
For me, the path from not being certified to being a PHR to being an SPHR was very critical to my development. As an HR professional, those milestones or posts have been critically important to me. So I'm very glad I did it.
You don't just get it and stay still, but you have to maintain that, which means that you're going to classes and listening to webinars and going to events. You know, when you get someone who's got the certification, that they are current and up to date and are continuing to receive education about what's going on in the profession.
I think a lot of times people don't quite understand what HR is. The thing that I enjoy about HR is it really touches every aspect of business.
I do believe that having a certification does kind of provide that common language.
It provides a basic level of knowledge for all areas encompassing HR, because it's so vast.
There's truly a commonality that we share with other people who have the certification. I believe the professionals who have gone through that process understand working through problems, finding resolutions to issues, looking on the horizon of what's coming up in the HR profession and in the business world to know how we can be better strategic partners.
At the most basic level, we all need to have a common knowledge. And even though some of us specialize in some areas and some of us are generalists, it's still important for all of us to have a common knowledge and a common understanding of the basics of our field.
There's study books out there, there's study groups out there and so forth. My biggest piece of advice would be to use those, but only make those one piece of the pie of your overall preparation. So you really need to get experience, work with people, interact with people who are SPHRs, and talk to them. What do I need to learn? What knowledge do I need to have?
I got my certification 2.5 years ago. I guess the approach that worked for me was just kind of constant study over time, and it paid off.
You have to find time to do it. And you have a full life because most of us have families and most of us have occupations and we have other activities that we like to be involved in. So to add that into your life really does take extra time, but I think it was well worth it in the long run. And I know that it gave me that feeling of I can take this test and I can pass. I can prove to society that I do know what I'm talking about and that my energies were well spent.
By having a goal of 20% of the HR professionals in Iowa certified by 2020 would let employers see how important it is and make them think about requiring possibly certification for any level of HR position.
If, or I should say when we reach 20% of our professionals certified by 2020, what we're saying to the rest of the country, what we're saying to ourselves is we take our profession seriously. We take our professional development seriously. We're also serious about building a community of practice, a community of knowledge, a community of professionals. Professionals are proud of their profession, of what they do. I do think we would be doing a lot to the credibility of our field, to the importance of our field, to demonstrating to others that our field really matters.
I would tell people who are considering certification to go out and do it. If you even think about it, then it's crossed your mind that it has value.
Through the Iowa SHRM, I've come to meet a lot of HR professionals, and it's a solid group of HR people, and so I'm confident we'll get there.